Good evening, and welcome to another episode from a Black Girl's Point of View with your host, Corey. And I trust that you guys are having a spectacular week or had a spectacular week ahead. And I hope that you'll have a great weekend. So, as usual, however you feel, let's have a discussion in the comments and tell me exactly how do you feel about the topic that we will be discussing. I'm here today to speak about something that has been another sore issue, like in the community of women feel as though that they should be compared to a man's mother, or let's put it this way, men show put forward some form of entitlement, like they're supposed to be entitled to a particular woman, entitled to a particular behavior. They expect women to operate in a certain type of way, even though they don't deserve, to be with that type or particular woman. So I'm here to bring awareness to that this evening. When a woman and a man starts courting in, as we may know, or getting to know each other, both parties lay out their expectation, I would like to believe, or that's the most logical thing to say, that women say that I expect this from a man. I expect a man to be a man. I expect a man to lead. I expect a man to support me emotionally, financially. And a man would be like, I expect a woman to get up, to cook, to wash, to clean, and the list goes on. Very simple, relatable expectations, I would like to see. But tell me why. Tell me why a man wish to have a woman with body count as low as two or one, or he want no woman with no body count more than you could count on your fingers and your toes. Okay, fine. If that's what you want, fine. Or if that's what you feel you're entitled to, fine. But who tell y'all, or who tell men that women want a man who would have passed through the entire community or slept with the entire community? Because you name man, you feel or you figure that yes, I'm a man and I could sleep with this entire community and it wouldn't look so bad because I'm a man. Nobody don't want you and your community dick. Nobody ain't feel comfortable or proud to know today with you that you sleep with almost your whole village going on to the next village. No woman in feeling proud with sleep being with you, and you got a reputation worse than the prostitutes on the streets. Why is it that men feel as though that they should be so entitled to things that they are not even qualified for? You want to be entitled to a woman that's never been touched by many men, because if she would have been touched by many men, she's being deemed as an old cargo. You don't want anything to do with her. She's being nasty and all these things. But set the same standards for yourself. Set the same standards for yourself. You live in accordance to what you want, what you're trying to be entitled to. Set the same standards for yourself and stop putting pressure on our women. You would understand the depth of pressure that a woman is underneath when it comes to a man and all is his entitlement. If you're not comparing her to your mother, you're comparing her to your grandmother, and oh, me grandmother would have never do this, and me old lady would have never do this. But here now, you old lady got six of y'all, and all six of y'all got different father. All of y'all got your own father. You old lady would have never do this, but you old lady sit down home at this age, still being a housewife, depending upon one of your father for mind she. Or so in some cases, she and all of your fathers left, and she just decide to take a big man like herself and settle down. We're not being judgmental here, but let's be realistic here. Why put pressure on women to reach these unrealistic standards or to fulfill these unrealistic entitlement that you mother never fulfill? We cannot use your mother as anything of being worthy of any form of emulation, because there's nothing that can be copied that women would like to follow. Why is it that the men of today's society are putting pressure on women to fulfill unrealistic standards? And when women state that they want a man who can be able to financially take care of them and who could be able to support them emotionally, who could be able to operate in the capacity of a man, they don't require bare minimum. Oh, the whole internet getting wild because women aren't allowed to make demands. Women aren't allowed to make demands. I think that is one of the most unfair thing that I've ever seen. Anytime a woman comes out on this internet and says that this is what I require from a man, this is the standards that I expect from a man, you guys run with it. A woman is not supposed to do that. She can't make no standard and this and that and what she feels is at how I mean what she feels at. But when you make any unrealistic standards, nobody tell you nothing because you're a man and you feel as though you're entitled. Where how did y'all men become so audacious? How did you guys find this audacity? Where did you find the audacity from? I'm saying that if it is that you and a woman have a conversation and you guys sit and explain things to each other, explain that this is what I'm expecting, this is what I want us to do. Maybe if you can't meet it holistically, then you can come to some sort of compromise and then you could be able to set realistic standards so that both of you can meet. But how you can want to compare your woman to your mother? How you could want to compare your woman to your grandmother and then they have nothing, absolutely nothing to show for themselves. What did they do whilst they were young, whilst they had youth? So now if women are to dive into that and shoot comparison, compare me to your grandmother, do you really think that I would want to be like your grandmother who got 11 children and all 11 got different fathers? Do you think that I want to be like your grandmother, sit down home, just on your veranda looking out? Nothing, no achievement. She didn't achieve nothing in she days. I'm not in any way promoting a woman to have a set of sexual or different sexual partners. In no way or no form I'm promoting that. But men, I don't understand where y'all get this type of entitlement from. Y'all always asking women, what, how much is your body count? Nobody then asked you mother how much was she body count. Nobody asked Cousin Gloria how much was she body count. Nobody asks your mother how much was she body count. Why you asking women? And then y'all really expect that when you ask women how much is the body count or how much was the body count, you believe that you'll get a genuine and truthful answer. Because why? Let's be able to look at the bigger and better picture. Let's look at the picture where this woman is habituous, where this woman has a drive for success, where this woman understands and knows that she needs to build a proper future for herself, where this woman understands that yes, mistakes would have been made in the past, but I'm not going to be living and dwelling off of my mistakes. I am a new person. I make decisions to better myself. Now, what is how the body count gotta reach into this? How comparing this woman to your mother or your grandmother reach into this? What is a big comparison, and where is this nothing to be compared to? Because who your grandmother mother did in the days? I don't understand how is it that men become so audacious. Men have the audacity to ask to be entitled to some things. Are you in any position for a woman to really give you what you're asking for? Are you providing? Are you supporting? Are you being there? Are you being truthful? Do you have a body count that you can count on your hand as a man? So because of the fact that you are a man, you think it's right for you to have numerous sexual partners. The same repercussions that are involved with a woman cheating is involved with a man cheating, or having more than one sexual partner. There is no difference. I really don't know who come about with a rule that it is okay for a man to sleep about and it don't sound bad. Personally, for me, from my personal point of view, I don't want nobody, no man that sleep with the whole of the community and then going to sleep with the next village or the nearby village. For me, period. Because if y'all men could choose, we women could choose too. So I just want to put this out there that men, you need to be able to produce good qualities out of yourself so you can be able to get the entitlement that you seek. Produce good quality men. Act in a capacity that you know woman will be able to be submissive to you and bring out the feminine energy that you require, and stop asking for unrealistic things. Stop trying to be too entitled, because entitlement don't work around here, guys. And women, we know what we bring to the table. We know that we are strong, we're independent. We know that we want to push forward for greatness, and let us continue doing that. Do not be pressured by men. Do not feel as though that you have to project or portray what a man wants you to do. Portray. You're not under any sort of pressure. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Any form of contribution that you have, you can do so in the comment section, be it on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Anyway, I'm always open to be able to answer questions. Thank you so much for joining, and see you next time.